Hello. Um, Today I'm going to be showing y'all what Return to Paradise is and just showing you what we have so far on um, the progress. And by the end of the video, I'm going to be releasing the new update. So, what is Return to Paradise? Return to Paradise is a fan-made game by the community of people who love Viva Pinata. We are making it in Unreal Engine 5 and we'll have over 300 new Pinata added, including the old Pinata. We're following the Microsoft game content use rules, which allows us to use the IP of Viva Pinata. So what does that mean? We can use the characters, the Pinata, and any of the story of the original games as long as we're following these rules, which include we have to recreate all of the assets. So we can't rip any assets from the original games. We can't make money off the game unless we make videos like this one and we make advertisements. We can also have a optional Patreon for the project. Optional, so you don't have to donate to download the game. Let me just get started by showing some of the new Pinata that we have. These Pinata, we do got a couple of them in the game already. They're very cute. These are just the land Pinata. So we got the ocean Pinata and the land Pinata, because we're adding a entirely new ocean garden in this Fangame. So, what do we have so far on the game? Let me just show you. I think we've gotten quite a bit done with the upcoming alpha release. We got full mod support. That's a big thing. We really like having modular gameplay. So every item and every Pinata has a script that you can then add, like what model they are, how much do they cost, and all of that. So very open mod support. We got the shop in, which it looks very basic. I know. I'm working on it, but it is functional. So if I grab a peach, for example, we can place peaches down. The physics is kind of weird right now, where I have that fixed, but it kind of gets the point across that we do have like full interaction with items. If I just go and plant a plant here, I can plant a pansy. I can also then water the pansy. It's missing the watering can mesh. That'll be added soon as well. But if I use the shovel to dig a pond, we can do that. We can make hills, which is awesome. We can also say you accidentally make a hill where there's flowers and items? Well, we thought about that, and the Sweet Cheeks likes flowers, apparently. Okay. There is horrible physics, but we're getting to it. We will fix the physics. I'm currently working on that. But yeah, if I just tell the Sweet Cheeks to eat the flower head, it will eat the flower head and not actually consume it. There's a lot of stuff we got to do to have it actually like functional. But this is more like a proof of concept of what we can do. So we have decor, like this little fire pit, and the grass gets cut out under the fire pit. The cursor has the correct sizes when hovering over things and when going above and below a hill. So we do have a lot of the core game mechanics already implemented. All we really need to focus on is the physics, the models, some of the concepts need to be done and stuff. And that's where the community comes in. So we recently started up this Fangame development server. This server allows anyone to join and anyone to submit a dev ticket. What that means is it'll open up a custom channel for us staff to talk to you, and you can submit, or just say like, hey, I'm pretty good at art, right? So you get access to the novice dev, right? And you can help us work on the project. If you have professional experience, say you went to college or you have a job doing 3D modeling and whatnot, you can get the senior dev role, which allows you to also like make suggestions on like the core aspects of the game. Say, oh, you don't really like this story aspect, right? You can then suggest like a workaround for that story. So right now our story, very basic. We're still working on it, but the general idea is that when you start, Professor Pester creates the super sour pinata, which terrorizes Pinata Island. Pinata Island gets so sour that all of the NPCs and you have to move off of the garden or off the island completely onto a brand new island. This island has a lot more diversity when it comes with to like pinata, and you can go underwater and see underwater pinata. We have a bunch of underwater pinata and very diverse land pinata as well. Let me just go to dev art. Here's our sea urchin. Just an example of some of the pinatas that we are currently working on, like the sea leviathan. But it will be very, very diverse underwater and on land. So we'll have plenty of pinata for you to capture and tame. On our server, we help anyone learn how to 3D model, create like concepts, or in general like program. For example, you can You can join if you have no programming experience and you have a pretty decent computer, and I'll show you the ropes with programming. So I'll show you how to download the project, how you could contribute to the project, and all of that. So I'm more of a programmer, but we have modelers like Soupy and Fire Rabbit that would love to help you out with modeling. We're currently in the works with a very long YouTube video that will release whenever it's done, where we start from the concept phase of a pinata to the import phase of a pinata. So we'll have someone talking about how to make the concepts for a pinata. We'll have someone who talks about how to take that concept and then turn it into a 3D model. And then we'll have someone that tells you how to rig that 3D model, animate it, and make it look lifelike. And then I will show you personally how to import that pinata into the game. Since we have full mod support, you can make any pinata you want and import it into the game and release it as a mod. We would love that, since our development team isn't that big right now. We've only gotten like 20 or so pinata modeled, let alone animated and put into the game. Right now we have about 7 or maybe 10 pinata that's actually in the game, but they're missing a lot of animations. If I just go and drag in a pinata here, I can kind of show how many pinatas we have. So this is how easy the Viva engine, which is what RTP is built on, works. You can drag in an animal blueprint, click on this data asset, and type in a fig. And there you go. You got yourself a fig. You can do the same thing with the Sweeta. There we go. And so on. So all the pinatas, very easy to set up. We can see that inside of the pinatas, all of the info about that pinata. So like what their price is, what their max health is, the health hardness. So the health hardness is a value from 1 to 3. 1 being just chocolate hardness, 2 being like silver chocolate hardness, and then 3 being like gold. Gold is kind of a new concept that we're working on. If the chocolate bar looks gold, then it means that NPC or whatever it is can never be hurt. So it's extremely easy to add all of the data on what makes a pinata, what their icon is. You can even add like the default joy level. So say this pinata just spawns super depressed. Like it's just a super depressed pinata from the start. Then you can set the joy value to be like a -5. And then that pinata will just spawn like extremely depressed. But I'll stop talking about the logic. It is very, very easy to add mods though. I want to make that extremely clear that we are very open to modding, as long as those mods follow the game content use rules. So no non-safe for work mods. But we gotta follow the game content use rules, because if we don't, even for mods, then we'll probably be taken down. As long as we're following those rules, though, all of this should come to an end around maybe the end of the decade. Like, it will be way off in the future when this project will be done, mainly just because of how hard it is to model and animate all the stuff. Can't get around that. But I've worked my hardest to try to get it looking just like the original quality when it comes to like the grass and the fur and just in general like the world. We have a pre-alpha. That pre-alpha is on the Discord already, but we scrapped that older pre-alpha completely. We just deleted the project and then restarted from scratch, mainly because it had a bug for every single feature we added. I wish I was exaggerating, but like if you placed a seed, it would spawn as the size of the map. And when it rained and it stormed, it would just crash the game completely. And I had no idea how to fix it. I mean, all I was doing was spawning a particle system, and that particle system was just rain and thunder. And for whatever reason, it just did not want to continue the game. So we scrapped that and we made a new optimized version, which we'll be releasing either right after this video or around or by the end of the night, basically. So I will be releasing it today. It will have a few bugs like that physics thing, but for the most part, it should be able to run on anyone's computer, and in general, it's way more optimized than the old version. The old version had a really cool looking map, which I'm going to try to get back in, but that map was basically an asset flipped map. Everything in that map was bought off of the Epic store and stuff, so we're kind of just trying to work on our own assets for the map, rather than just throw the same cliff 1,000 times in one area to make it kind of look like a unique cliff. That had a really big performance impact when spawning that many assets just to make it look slightly different. But I will be working on the map on the next update. 0.1.1 should have a pretty good looking map. So RTP has a few new systems in place to kind of make it feel different than the original games. What do I mean by that? Well, instead of tinkering, I mean, they'll still be tinkering, but instead of tinkering for every single item, we'll have a oven which you can use to then mix two items together. It's kind of still being modeled, but it will kind of work sort of like the crate mixed with the mine. So you pack it like a crate, and then it will shoot out whatever those two items mix into. And I can probably open up some of those recipes here. Let's see here. Here they are. So a PB&J item would be blackberry jam and peanut butter, and then it'll spit out a sandwich, or toast would be bread and garlic butter. All of these items, all these new items, we're missing a lot of the concepts for. So if you're really good at art and you know like a Viva Pinata art style, we would love your help with creating a lot of these concepts for these items, because all these red right here don't even have concepts, and the ones that did have concepts, most of them are already in game. These right here, if you're good at 3D modeling, we need a lot of the original assets from the original games, not ripped but recreated. And all the Pinata, we have all the data for the Pinata on this spreadsheet. We're working right now on trying to get the same type of development progress on all of the Pinata. That's kind of hard to do when we have so many. So I'll be working on that in the next couple of days. We are trying to balance out all the Pinata so that the game kind of feels, not overwhelming. You might ask, well, if there's 400 Pinata, how am I going to survive the 2 days or whatever, like mid-game, where you have like 50 Pinatas spawning in the day and like 100 Pinatas spawning at night? So to balance it out, all the Pinatas will have a percentage that they might spawn on, every day. So say a fox might have a 50% chance of spawning every night. That way, there shouldn't be 100 Pinata trying to get into your garden and eat all your food and stuff that you have laying around. So we are thinking about that. We're trying to balance out the game quite a bit. If I just go back to Unreal Engine, I can also show a couple more things that we have. So we have items, we have Pinata. We're sort of working on the animations for the Pinata. I think the Pinata that we have, sort of like the best, like animation, not like in terms of looks, but like in terms of functionality, would be the jelly boa. So before we had the Pinatas just slide and then play their animations, but the jelly boa uses root motion. So when it hops, it actually stops briefly. Just ignore the fact that it's duplicated, that's just an engine thing. But you can see that it hops and then stops, hops, then stops. And we're going to try to be converting all of the Pinata into root motion driven movement later on. It's kind of hard to work on all that stuff because Scrub and me are the only people that really program and import animations and try working on animations, at least at the moment. Hopefully this video will get out there and some people will know how to help animate or would want to learn how to animate and help us get more Pinata into the game. Couple more examples with the decor. So this is a disco tile that we're working on. Ignore the fact that it's not showing up. There is quite a bit of early stage bugs that we just haven't fixed yet, but it is optimized, and we've been trying to fix as many bugs as possible. Let's see here. So I kind of, if y'all have any questions, y'all can go ahead and ask. I think I ran through mostly everything. We do have, for the Patreon, we have a Patreon spending spreadsheet, which you can look at, and we update that every month for like what that Patreon money goes towards. That way, we are very transparent when it comes to donations and whatnot. And after this video, I'll be working on a more formal video showcasing it. I just wanted to try something new with the live stream. I'll probably be ending the live stream at the 30-minute mark, which we're at 28 minutes currently. If you did download the engine, you can easily just drag and drop items. We got like prefabs in here, so everything's very easy to do in the engine. I think I covered everything. If you have any more questions, you can always join our Discord. Join our development Discord if you want. You don't need to work on the game to enjoy looking at the progress that we're making every day to make the game. It's been nice streaming with y'all. I'll be ending the stream. See y'all.